Julian says Rory and Mal betrayed him? That's right, y'all. On social media, Julian just posted something that was pretty cryptic. He posted his logo along with Rory and Mal's logo, but it was superimposed on the John Cena Cody Rhodes Great Betrayal from Elimination Chamber. Now, for those of you that don't know about wrestling, yesterday there was a pretty good wrestling match, a good pay-per-view, Elimination Chamber. And John Cena just punched his ticket to WrestleMania. Well, it looks like Cody Rhodes was vouching his support for Cena, and then The Rock would join and demand that Cody Rhodes would sell his soul. But Cody Rhodes refused to sell his soul. Then Rock would pull the ultimate betrayal by revealing that John Cena was working for him the whole time. He was indeed the third man. Now, what could Julian be saying? Could he be saying that Rory and Mal were planning to betray him? I don't know. I'm just looking into why Julian is doing this. I must say that I guess he's using this as a way to stay on top of the algorithm, link his show with Rory and Mal, because Rory and Mal appear to be firing on all cylinders, at least for now. We have to remember that they just signed their deal with the Volume, and their sports interviews seem pretty good. You know, they have the last dude, the Pac-Man Jones, they were actually not that bad. And everybody on their Reddit is saying that the show is pretty good now. And there's also the idea that the Joe Budden podcast is not in the best state of affairs. So people are just kind of trying to come up with this narrative that Rory and Mal are actually in a better spot. And now Julian is poking fun at his former, employers. And for the most part, I don't know, it just looks like a tale of two pods. Now, Julian's pod is thought to have been falling apart because of the views. It started with 78,000 and now it's hovering around 5 to 10,000. But I must say that if you look at the reality of the industry, a lot of people aren't getting views. You look at Mandy, she just did a bunch of content. She's struggling to get to 5,000 views. And this is somebody who has a big platform and horrible decisions. And then you look at her podcast partner, Wheezy, who has a podcast with someone else, and that's struggling to even get to 1,000 views. The reality now is that YouTube is not favoring anyone who's just making content for the sake of making content. You have to be offering something, whether it be being funny or talking about a subject in which you are the authority on. If you are not doing that, you are not getting views. And I think Julian is trying to figure it out now that he doesn't have the podcast star power that Rory and Mal once offered. And I think this is an attempt for him to figure it out. Why not bring back the Rory and Mal Julian tension? It is something that I think engages the audience, even if people look down on him. Now, another thing that I wanted to address that I didn't address was this idea of Julian's appearance on Imani Spaces, where he addressed how the fans turned on him.
The easiest thing is like people are starved for the story, the context, and everything that comes with it. But I think, regardless of what I say, at the end of the day, these are people that are fans of the Rory and Mal show. So if I'm someone that's no longer there, it's very easy to place blame and to make me the villain because I'm not the person that they came to support to begin with.
Now, to be fair, this was a question posed by Imani where he said that, hey, how did it feel to kind of, leave a show and all of a sudden everybody turns on you? And Julian gave a fair assessment, basically revealing that the show wasn't his. And he was just a guest in the house of Rory and Mal. And I think this would give me insight into the fact that Julian is probably just doing that elimination picture with John Cena and Cody Rhodes and him and Rory and Mal. It's just a way to promote his show. Sometimes you got to use beef to promote your actual content. But let me know what you think in the comments. Do you feel like Julian is going about this the right way? Are you fed up with the algorithm tricks? Or do you think that this isn't a big deal at all? All right, y'all. Follow me on Instagram to Stop TV. Follow me on Twitter to Stop TV. Subscribe to my Patreon. This is Danny from the Stop. Peace.